Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some more Madden NFL 15. I got some requests for this in the comments of my last Madden video, and it makes a lot of sense. I don't know why I didn't think to do it sooner. Basically, the game's going to be coming out here in just about a week, and people are wondering what the overalls are for all of their favorite players. So that's what we're going to be doing for this video. It's going to take quite a long time, I feel as though, in this video, for me to go over all of the rosters of all of the teams and show the overalls of all the players. So what I did for you guys is in the description of this video, there will be timestamps where you guys can click and find out exactly at what point in the video your favorite team is happening, so you guys can go and check out exactly what all the overalls are for people on your favorite team, rather than sitting through the entire video or trying to skip ahead and skip back and trying to find the exact moments where you can find your favorite team. So we're going to go up here and start this with the Bears, and I guess we're going to go all the way down through the Vikings and show you guys the overalls of all the players in order. So let's start here with the quarterbacks for the Bengals here. Actually, no, we need to go up to the Bears. I went down one more. We're going to start with the Bears here. We're going to start with Jay Cutler with an 86. Then we've got 4 backups for him, including Jimmy Clausen and Jordan Palmer. Oh wow, Jared Johnson's on the Bears now too. Now keep in mind this roster update is accurate as of August 18th of 2014. Now of course it could actually change. It might actually have another roster update before launch to compensate for new add-ons. Like for example, Santonio Holmes just got signed, and I'm pretty positive he's still a free agent here on Madden. So that might be changing by the time the game actually comes out, but it's accurate as of right now. And the overalls, they're not going to change, as we all know. With Madden, they change around the overalls just about every week or every other week or so, depending on how players are doing throughout the season. Then you'll be able to see exactly what all the players are doing. So here we got Matt Forte, 95 overall. And now we've got a couple backups here, including all a bunch of people I don't know who they are. So we got Matt Forte with 95 overall. We've got the fullback being a 72 overall. We've got wide receivers, Brandon Marshall, 96. Ashton Jeffrey, 91 overall. Then we've got Josh Morgan at 76, and Eric Weems at 73. And then Armanti Edwards at 72. Michael Spurlock at 71. How many receivers do the Bears have signed right now? Goodness gracious. Let's go to tight end here. We got Martellus Bennett at an 87 overall, backed up by Rosario with a 76 overall. Wait, is that Ben Hartson back there? Oh, Brandon Hartson. Okay, never mind. All right, so we've got our left tackle here being a 77 overall. Left guard, a 91 overall for the left guard for the Bears. And then we've got an 83 overall center, with Garza actually being an 80. I didn't know Garza was on his way out. Last time I knew, Garza was like the go-to guy for the Bears, right, on the offensive line, but apparently not. It says he's a captain, but he's got a worse overall than their current starter. Huh. That's weird. Right guard over here, we have Kyle Long, who is he's developing. He'll be good. He's given him some time. He's only got 1 year in the league, but he's a 78 overall. We've got a 74 overall right tackle, and then the left ends, we've got an 89 overall Lamar Houston. We have Jared Allen, who just ended up signing over here to the Bears at 87 overall, which is pretty great. You guys lost Julius Peppers, but you got Jared Allen, so that's going to work out pretty well, hopefully, for Chicago. At defensive tackle, we've got Jeremiah Ratliff at 79 overall, backed up by Stephen Pell. I don't know how to pronounce that right. 79 overall as well. So you can really take your choose. If you run a 3-4 defense, you can pick between the two of them to be your nose tackle. Left outside linebacker, kind of weak. We have a 69 overall backed up by a 67. By the middle linebacker, we've got DJ Williams at 78, who is really good in like real life, but for whatever reason in Madden, he's got a pretty bad overall. And then backed up by a 70 overall John Bostic. I don't know. We still got Lance Briggs at right outside linebacker with an 87. Still one of the most consistent best players in the league. We've got Tim Jennings at corner with Peanut Tillman on the other side. And then in the nickel slot, we have Kyle Fuller, who is going to be a rookie, which hopefully will be a good rookie. We've got Kelvin Hayden, who's been around for quite a long time now, but still rocking a 74 overall, not too shabby. Free safety, we've got Chris Conte, a 74 overall. And then at strong safety, we have Ryan Mundy, a 79 overall. Man, I miss when the Bears had Brian Urlacher. Their defense was crazy when they had Brian Urlacher. Then we get Robbie Gould at 93 overall. At punter, we have Pat O'Donnell with a 54 overall. So if you plan on doing maybe a franchise with the Bears, perhaps maybe sign another punter, because 54 overall, he ain't going to be helping out the whole lot. Next up, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's look at that here. We got Andy Dalton here with an 85 overall, backed up by Jason Campbell, who was on the Browns. at 76. And of course, we have the rookie A.J. McCarron at 72. So you got a pretty good little quarterback system over there. Me personally, if I ran a franchise, I'd drop Jason and just have A.J. McCarron as the backup. I'd probably even get rid of Matt Scott too. He's a 65 overall. At running back, we have Giovanni Bernard, 87, backed up by Ben Jarvis Green Ellis at 78, backed up by Jeremy Hill at 73, backed up by Cedric Pierman at 70. Yeah, the Bengals have a pretty decent running back combination here. Look at all the running backs here. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Over here, fullback, we have a 79 overall. And then a wide receiver, we've got A.J. Green, which they gave him 95 to. We've got Marvin Jones, who has an 81. We have Mohamed Sanu, who has a 73. We've got Brandon Tate, who's a 70. And we got Dane Satzenbacher, who's a 70. Wasn't he a baseball player? No, I'm thinking of someone else, I think. Regardless, very good receiver core, although just like we usually have with Madden when it comes out, it has like all the people that were like during like training camp and the preseason and stuff, so you see how many freaking receivers they have right now, which usually you can narrow that down to 5 or 6. Look at, we got 5 tight ends. So we've got Jermaine Gresham at 83, then we've got Tyler Eifert at 82, then we got Alex Smith, not the Alex Smith from the no, he's not in the 49ers anymore, is he? He's actually for Kansas City Chiefs. I remember when they came into the league, there was 2 Alex Smiths. There's one at quarterback and one at tight end. This is the tight end, who's a 76. Over at left tackle, we've got Whitworth maybe, an 87 overall. And left guard, we have a 79 overall. We have a 76 overall for your center. And right guard, we have an 83 overall. And at right tackle, we have Andre Smith being an 88. Definitely the best offensive lineman for the Bengals. So rather weak offensive line with the exception of the right tackle. We've got what is his name? Carlos Dunlap, actually 90 overall, which is ridiculously good at left end, but backed up by some really, really weak players. And then at right end, we have a 76 overall Robert Geethers, who is kind of an older player. And then Wallace Wallace Gilberry. Why I say McGilberry? It just says Gilberry. I don't know. Defensive tackle here. Wow, we've got Geno Atkins, who is a 96 overall, so that's going to help out a lot. Backed up by D'Amato Pico. I remember when Pico was drafted. That makes me feel old because he got drafted 8 years ago. But yeah, he's a 76 overall, and he's still apparently the captain, as little as that makes sense because he's the backup. But yeah, he's still kicking, still running around. Left outside linebacker for the Bengals, pretty weak. We have 69 overall. Then at middle linebacker here, we have Ray Maliuga, who is actually got his jaw broken by Hines Ward. I remember that play. That was a while back. But he's a 76 overall. And then right outside linebacker, we got Vontaze Burfict. I'm bad at pronouncing names, you guys will know. He's an 88 overall, so that's really going to solidify the defense a little bit. At corner, we've got Leon Hall at 88, and we've got Terrence Newman, who is still somehow playing at 83 overall, followed up by Adam Pac-Man Jones in the nickel. So that's going to be pretty cool to have him. Then at free safety, we've got Reggie Nelson at 85. Strong safety, we've got Daniel Manning at 80. And at kicker, we've got Mike Nugent, who is 75 overall. And at punter, we have Kevin Huber, who is an 80 overall. And that does it for the Bengals. Let's go to the Bills here, and let's go down the quarterbacks. So we've got E.J. Manuel, who is in his second year in the league, at 78 overall, backed up by Thad Lewis, who is a 72 overall. And we've also got Dennis Dixon from Oregon, who never really made splashes in the league. I wish he would have. I remember watching him back in college, and I thought he was pretty cool. And then he went to the Steelers and did nothing because, of course, he was a backup there. So now that kind of stinks, but 78 overall for E.J. Manuel. And then at running back, we've got Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller, both at 85 overall. And, of course, got Bryce Brown at 77, Anthony Dixon at 73. Like, the running back system that you guys have up in Buffalo is nuts this year. And if you're having a hard time kind of choosing between Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller, this isn't going to help you out a whole lot because they're both the same overall. I guess Fred Jackson's more but like a power running back in a way, whereas C.J. Spiller's got a lot more speed. If you actually look, he's got that 96 speed, 97 agility, and 97 acceleration, whereas Fred Jackson is much slower than that. But I'm assuming Fred Jackson's right tackle and things like that are probably going to be a lot better. We go to fullback. We've got Frank Summers at 70 overall. At wide receiver, we have Mike Williams at 83. And then we got Sammy Watkins, the rookie, at 80 overall, which is going to be very fun for Buffalo fans to have a brand new player to play with. You got a new quarterback and new wide receiver, and of course a great running back system. Buffalo fans, I think, are going to have a lot of fun in Madden this year. We've got Robert Woods at 75. We've got TJ Graham at 73. We got Marquise Goodwin, at 73. There's a lot of receivers on this team right now. Let's go down to tight end here. We've got Scott Chandler at 81 overall. And then we go left tackle here. We've got an 88 overall Cordy Glenn is going to be the left tackle. Only one left tackle on the roster right now. He's an 88 overall. At left guard, we have a 77 overall Chris Williams. At center, we have an 80 overall Eric Wood. At right guard, we have an 81 overall Craig Urbick. And at right tackle, we have Chris Hairston, who's going to be an 81. So actually got a rather weak offensive line, all things considered. Everything's hovering around an 80, with the exception of left tackle, that's 88. So rather weak offensive line, really. Left end, we have a 78 overall. Right end, we have a 91 overall Mario Williams, who is, I forgot he's even up in Buffalo. I remember when he got drafted to the Texans, but I forgot he actually went up to Buffalo. That's a little I pay attention to Buffalo. And wow, at defensive tackle, we've got Kyle Williams at 95, and we got Marcel Darius at 91. Wow, that is a scary defensive line. You couple that in with the fact that they got Mario Williams, then, Alan Branch, he's not really helping out too much, but if you're going to run a franchise for the Bills, if you can maybe make a trade for, a really good left end, you have the scariest defensive line in football. Then we go over here to left outside linebacker. We got Manny Lawson pulling in 81 overall. We've got Brandon Spikes at 86 overall, who I believe used to be on the Patriots. And we've also got Keith Rivers down there. And then we've got Kiko Alonso at 88 overall. Corner, we've got Stephen Gilmore 85, Leotis McKelvin at 81, Corey Graham at 81, then a bunch of people I've probably never heard of. Yeah, I've never heard of these people. Then free safety, we've got 76 overall. At strong safety, we've got Aaron Williams at 79 overall. At kicker, we got Dan Carpenter, who used to play for the Cowboys, at 87 overall. No, is Dan Carpenter on the Cowboys? Is he on the Dolphins? Maybe both. Kickers jump around too much. We got Brian Mormon at 69 overall. Might be just about time to get rid of him if you're doing a franchise mode, because he's got a 69 overall. And those are your rosters for the Bills. Now let's go to the Broncos, who everyone I'm sure is wondering what everyone's going to be having on this team. So Peyton Manning, 98 overall. Who would have thought? Halfback, we got Monte Ball at 78. We got Ronnie Hillman at 74. We got C.J. Anderson at 71. At fullback, we got Virgil Green at 66. At wide receiver, we have Demaryius Thomas at 93. We got Wes Welker at 89. We have Emmanuel Sanders at 83. We have Andre Caldwell at 75. Then we've got this guy named Cody Lattimore. I don't know who he is. We've got Jordan Norwood. I remember when he got drafted at 66. Then we got Nathan Palmer, of course, as well. And then down here at tight end, we've got Julius Thomas, who's a breakout player last year in both the NFL as well as fantasy, who has an 87 overall with Jacob Tamey at 79 overall. We go left tackle here. We have a 91 overall Ryan Claddy. Left guard, we have an 87 overall Orlando Franklin. At center, we have Will Montgomery as well as Manny Ramirez, depending on which one you want to go with, I guess. Maybe you want to go with Manny because I guess they're actually both the same age. We got an 86 and 85 at center. At right guard, you have a 93 overall, and at right tackle, you have an 84. When the worst person on your offensive line is an 84 overall, and then you also have Peyton Manning and all those receivers, goodness gracious, Broncos going to be scary. And they're going to be scarier on defense, too. Let's check this out. So we've got Malik Johnson at left end, 76 overall. We got 90 overall DeMarcus Ware, who they just got from the Cowboys this year, at right end. At defensive tackle, we've got Terrence Knighton. I think that's how you pronounce that, at 88 overall. And then left outside linebacker, we of course have Von Miller with 96 overall. Middle linebacker is kind of weak. We got Jamar Chani at 72 overall. And right outside linebacker, we have Danny Trevathan. I think I pronounced it right. Trevathan, 82 overall for him. At corner, we have Aqib Talib at 90 overall, which they just ended up getting this year. We've got Chris Harris Jr. at 85. We've got Tony Carter, 73 overall, backed up by Bradley Roby for the slot and for the nickel and the dime. We've got a free safety, Raheem Moore, at 85 overall. And strong safety TJ Ward, who they just picked up from the Browns, my favorite team this year, pulling in at 91 overall. And remember, TJ Ward never had no 91 overall when he was on the Browns. Just throwing that out there. And then Matt Prater has a 95 overall, one of the best kickers in the league. Then at punter, you got Britton Colquitt, who is a 74 overall. And those are your Broncos. Let's go to my team, the Cleveland Browns. All right, so Brian Hoyer rocking a 79 overall with Johnny Manziel running a 77 overall. Regardless, I think just about all Browns fans, with the exception of a few oddballs, are going to be starting Manziel as compared to some people that are going to be starting Brian Hoyer. We've also got Tyler Thigpen as well as Connor Shaw backing them up. At running back, we got Ben Tate at 83. We got Deion Lewis at 71. We have Terrence West at 69. We've got Edwin Baker, who was good for a few games last year, at 67. At fullback, we have Chris Abaguna. Never knew how to pronounce his name. Never knew. 81 overall. Then at wide receiver, Josh Gordon pulled in at 93 overall, backed up by Miles Austin at 77, Nate Burleson at 77, and Andrew Hawkins, who they got from the Bengals, at 77. Earl Bennett, who I don't even think is on the roster anymore, at 75. Then Travis Benjamin at 69. Then a bunch of other people here. Charles Johnson. Remember a Charles Johnson that used to play for the Lions? All right, then we got Jordan Cameron at 88 overall. At left tackle, we've got Joe Thomas at 98 overall. Best offensive lineman in the league, apparently, this year in Madden. John Greco at 79 overall. We got Alex Mack, who just got re-signed, at 92 overall. At right guard, we got Jason Pinkston, who I don't think is on the Browns roster anymore. He's having blood clots in his lungs, I believe, at 76 overall. Right tackle, we got Mitchell Schwartz, who is in his third year now, at 78. We've got, I never knew how to pronounce his last name. I always just call him Ruben, at 82 overall. We got Desmond Bryant at 81 overall on the right end. At defensive tackle, we've got Phil Taylor. Paul Kruger, left outside linebacker, 85 overall. At middle linebacker, we got Carlos Dansby, who we just got. Okay, so we got rid of DeQuell Jackson, who went to the Colts, and now we've got Carlos Dansby from the Cardinals at 88 overall, backed up by Craig Robertson at 73. We got Jabal Sheard here, who's an 83 overall, backed up by Barkevious Mingo, who is a first-round draft pick last year at 76 overall. So what I like to do when I do franchise mode is I move Jabal Sheard to be the second middle linebacker because I run a 3-4 defense, and I move Barkevious Mingo as the starting right outside linebacker. That way, hopefully, Barkevious can get better as he progresses. And then we've got cornerback Joe Hayden, one of the top 5 corners in the league, 95 overall, backed up by rookie Justin Gilbert at 77 overall, Buster Screen at 75 overall, and Leon McFadden, who was drafted last year, at 70 overall, and then Aaron Berry at 70 overall as well. At free safety, we have Tayshaun Gibson at 77. And then at strong safety, we've got Dante Whitner, who we just ended up getting this year, at 89 overall to replace TJ Ward. And then at kicker, we've got Billy Cundiff, 79 overall. Then at punter, Spencer Lanning, 62 overall. And yeah, those are your Cleveland Browns. Next, let's go over here to the Buccaneers. We've got Josh McCown, who is kind of a breakout player for the Bears last year. They ended up getting picked up by the Buccaneers with their fancy new logo, who have an 83 overall, followed up by Mike Glennon, who is a 79 overall. Now, halfback here, we've got Doug Martin at 89 overall, backed up by Mike James, who's a 75 overall. At fullback, we've got Lonnie Pryor, who's a 76. We got Vincent Jackson, 92 overall. We got Mike Evans, the rookie from Texas A&M, at 78 overall. We have Lewis Murphy Jr. at 74, then Lavelle Hawkins at 72. Brandon Myers, tight end, at 77. We've got left tackle here, Anthony Collins, 84. At left guard, we got 93, Carl Nix. At center, we have an 82. Right guard, a 71. Right tackle, an 85. Not the best offensive line, but definitely not the worst. On the defensive line, we've got 70 overall left end, 2 of them, in fact. Take your pick on those ones. We've got 91 overall Michael Johnson at right end, which is very nice. At defensive tackle, we got Gerald McCoy, still one of the best defensive tackles in the league, and he's got 95 overall. Left outside linebacker, we have a 75 overall. Right outside linebacker, not right outside linebacker, middle linebacker, we got a 75 overall, backed up by a 74 overall. So decent inside linebacking core. And on the outside, we've got Levante David, who is a 93 overall. At corner, we have, I don't even know how, Alteron Werner, maybe? Did I say it right? I'm not sure. 87 overall, backed up by Mike Jenkins, who's been around for a while. It seems like he's been around longer than 6 years, but he's got 77 overall. And in the nickel, we got Jonathan Banks at 75. And in the dime, we've got DJ Moore, who's going to be a 74 overall. At free safety, we've got Deshaun Goldston at 81 overall, who's apparently a captain. And at strong safety, we've got Mike Barron, who's an 82 overall. At kicker, we got Connor Barth, an 83 overall. And at punter, we got Michael Conan, I don't know how to pronounce that, at a 78 overall. And those are your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go down to the Arizona Cardinals. Carson Palmer is getting up there in years at 34 years old as an 83 overall, backed up by Drew Stanton. I remember when Drew Stanton was in college too. Well, playing Madden makes me feel old. We go to halfback here. We got Andre Ellington, 80 overall, backed up by Jonathan Dwyer, I don't know how to pronounce that exactly, at 76 overall. At fullback, we've got Robert Hughes at 70. At wide receiver, Larry Fitzgerald, still one of the better receivers in the league. It's just a shame that he plays in kind of a weaker team. He always has. 93 overall. We got Michael Floyd at 83 overall. We got Ted Ginn Jr., even though they took away the junior at 79 overall. And then a bunch of other random receivers that aren't really relevant. Let's go down to tight end here. We've got John Carlson at 83 overall. We've got that left tackle an 88 overall. And at the left guard, we have an 83 overall. We have an 81 at center. We have a 73 at right guard, kind of weak there, and 75 at right tackle. So the left side of the line plus the center is good for the Cardinals. Right side, not so much. At left end, we have a 96 overall I don't pronounce that name, Campbell, who is apparently 6'8" and 300 pounds. That just sounds scary, but yeah, he's a 96 overall, very, very good. We've got an 85 overall Darnell Dockett on the right side of the line, who is still a captain. We've got Dan Williams in the middle at the 83 overall. Left outside linebacker, we have a 78. Middle linebacker, there's an 89 for Darrell Washington, who I remember the Cardinals defense, actually one of the better defenses in the league last year, and they used to have Carlos Dansby and Darrell Washington, both the inside linebacker, but now that Carlos Dansby is over on the Browns, Darrell Washington's going to be a number one guy, and they brought in Larry Foote, or I'm not sure if they brought him in, but Larry Foote's going to be the other guy, apparently. Larry Foote's been around for a long time, too, when he was on the Steelers. Right outside linebacker, we have an 85 overall John Abraham. At corner, we have Patrick Peterson, one of the best corners in the league. He's still so young, and he's just so good, 93 overall. We have Antonio Cromartie, who was, I remember when he was on the Chargers, he was just one of the best corners in the league at 87 overall. In the nickel, we've got Gerard Powers, who's an 80 overall. Then we've got Justin Bethel down there at 71 overall. At free safety, we got the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, and he's rocking 84 overall. And strong safety, we've got Buchanan here, who is going to be rocking a 75 overall. At kicker, we've got Jay Feely, who apparently is still around at 38 years old at 86 overall. And at punter, we've got Dave Zastadil, who is going to be 84 overall. And those are your Arizona Cardinals. Let's move on to the San Diego Chargers. Phillip Rivers pulling in a nice 92 overall. We've got Kellen Clemens, which I remember when Kellen Clemens was in college. He was the starter before not Daryl Dixon. I can't remember his first name now. Dixon, whatever the Dixon was that used to play for the Steelers. I can't remember his last name. Why can't I remember his first name? It doesn't make any sense. Whatever. He hasn't played for the Steelers anymore. We talked about him earlier on in the video. But yeah, Dixon used to play for the Steelers, and before that he played at Oregon. I remember Kellen Clemens was a starter before him. That's how old I'm starting to feel. Phillip Rivers rocking a 92 overall. At halfback, we've got Danny Woodhead, 85. We've got Ryan Matthews at 84. Then we've got Donald Brown at 80. It's definitely a running back trio here. I wouldn't really recommend drafting any of these guys in fantasy football because they're all going to be splitting carries like crazy, even though in the San Diego offense they get a lot of catches. At fullback here, we've got David Johnson. At wide receiver, we've got Keenan Allen at 87 overall, put backed up by Eddie Royal at 79. Then Malcolm Floyd at 79. Then Vincent Brown at 73. At tight end, we've got Antonio Gates, still one of the best tight ends in the league, even though he's getting up there in years, 86 overall. At left tackle, we have an 82 overall. Left guard, we have an 81 overall. At center, we have an 84 overall. At right guard, we have a 73 overall. Right tackle, 82. And at left end, we have a 79. And at right end, we have an 83. At defensive tackle, we have a 77. I don't know who any of these people are anymore. Jared Johnson, I remember him. That's an 81 overall. Don Butler is an 83. Wait. Is that our boy? Is that our boy Monte Te'o? Sitting there with his girlfriend? That's 72 overall. Right outside linebacker, we got Dwight Freeney, who used to play, of course, for the Colts, who is now an 87. We've got a pretty weak. Richard Marshall. Wow, Richard Marshall's still kicking. He's down to 73. Wow. Either way, man, it's a pretty weak sauce cornerbacking core there. Then we've got 94 overall Eric Weddle to try and make up for that. Then we got Marcus Gilchrist at strong safety. At kicker, Nick Novak, 83 overall. And at punter, we've got Mike Schriffers. I don't want to pronounce that name. At 84 overall. And those are your Chargers. Let's move on to the Chiefs. And I just realized I'm going to try and move this video along here because it's going to take forever for me to get through everything. So I'm just going to try and not talk about stuff and just kind of go through people. So we got Alex Smith at 89 overall, which I think is a generous number for Alex Smith. At halfback, we've got Jamal Charles at 97. We've got Anthony Sherman, 90 overall for the Chiefs. Then at wide receiver, we got Dwayne Bowe, who is an 87 overall, with Donnie Avery being a 78. Tight end here, we have Anthony Fasano at 82. At left tackle, we have a 74. At left guard, 77. Center, 79. Right guard, 72. And right tackle, 77. That's a horrible offensive line. At left end, we have an 80 overall Alan Bailey. At right end, we have 87 overall Mike DeVito. Very, very nice. At defensive tackle, we've got Dontari Poe. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I hope I pronounced that right. At 91 overall. Left outside linebacker, we have Justin Houston at 93. At middle linebacker, we've got Derek Johnson, who's a 91 overall. And at right outside linebacker, of course, we have Tamba Hali, who is a 92 overall. Just a scary, scary, scary linebacking core there. At corner, we've got Sean Smith at 85, with Chris Owens being a 76, with Marcus Cooper being a 75. At strong safety or free safety, we have Hussein Abdullah. Did I pronounce that right? I have no idea. 79 overall. And then Eric Berry, who is just one of the best safeties in the league, rocking a 90 overall. Kicker, Ryan Suckup, 75. At punter, Dustin Colquitt at 86 overall. And those are your Kansas City Chiefs. Let's move on here to the Indianapolis Colts. We've got Andrew Luck getting an 88, which I don't see how you can just real quick, how you can give Alex Smith a better overall than Andrew Luck. Doesn't make sense to me, but regardless, Andrew Luck rocking 88 overall, with Matt Hasselbeck, who is still playing, backing him up. We have Ahmad Bradshaw at 82 overall, with the Trent Richardson being an 80 overall, which I'm kind of glad the Browns got rid of him because he did nothing in Indianapolis last year. Then we also have Vic Ballard, who's still playing for them. Let's go to the fullback here. I don't know who that is. He's got 80 overall. At wide receiver, Reggie Wayne, still kicking, still one of the best damn players in the league. Reggie Wayne, 87 overall, followed by T.Y. Hilton at 85. We've got Hakeem Nicks at 84. Let's go to tight end here. We've got Dwayne Allen, 84 overall, backed up by a Colby Fleener at 80. And then left tackle is 83, left guard 81, center 71, right guard 76, and right tackle a little ray of hope at 85. So pretty weak offensive line for the Indianapolis Colts. At left end, we have kind of a fighting here between Corey Redding and Arthur Jones. If I were you guys doing a franchise, I'd start Arthur Jones, of course, because he is 5 years younger. So that makes more sense to me. At right end, we've got Ricky Jean-Francois. Did I pronounce that right? I don't know. 78 overall. Defensive tackle. Horrible defensive tackles. Sign some new ones, ladies and gentlemen. Left outside linebacker, we've got Eric Walden at 76 overall. At middle linebacker, we have DeQuell Jackson, who has been playing for the Browns these past 8 years. One of my favorite players. Sad to see him go to the Colts, but hopefully he can win some games while he's there, because he wasn't really doing that in Cleveland. At 83 overall. We've got Robert Mathis with a 93 overall at right outside linebacker. At corner, we've got Vontae Davis at 92, followed up by a bunch of 70s and 60s. And free safety here, we have 82 overall, LeBron Landry, which has a tongue twister for some reason. And at strong safety, we got Sergio Brown or Corey Lynch or Cole Anderson, whoever you really want to start there. There's not really too much difference between all of them. At kicker, we've got Adam Vinatieri, who is 41 years young and still an 88 overall. And at punter, we've got Pat McAfee, who is an 83 overall. And those are your Indianapolis Colts. Let's move on to the Dallas Cowboys here. I'm sure you're all interested to see that. At quarterback here, we've got 91 overall Tony Romo, with the Browns star from last year, Brandon Whedon, backing him up, as well as Kyle Orton backing him up. But 91 overall for Tony Romo. DeMarco Murray being an 89 overall. At fullback, we got Tyler Klutz at 74. Wide receiver, we got Des Bryant at 94, backed up by Terrence Williams at 75, and really just a bunch of 70s. Like, they're all recognizable names, like Cole Beasley was recognizable for being, Dwayne Harris was, but they're all pretty weak sauce in Madden. Jason Witten is still one of the best tight ends in the league, 93 overall. Tyron Smith, 92 overall left tackle, 78 overall left guard, 80 overall center, 78 overall right guard, and 82 overall right tackle. At left end, we've got 77 overall. At right end, we have Anthony Spencer with an 85 overall, one of the better ends in the league. We have defensive tackle. We have Henry Melton, who's actually an 88 overall. I didn't really immediately recognize that name. He's got a pretty good overall. Left outside linebacker, we've got Bruce Carter, who's in the 79 overall. Sean Lee, in my opinion, one of, if not the best, well, I guess I can't say he's the best, but he's definitely one of the best inside linebackers in the game, especially he came from Penn State. He's only been in the league a few years. He just gets so many tackles. If you watch him play, he's ridiculously good. I'm not even a Cowboys fan, but I've seen Sean Lee play. He is ridiculously good, 89 overall. Right outside linebacker, we've got Kyle Wibbler, who's going to be a 72 overall. At corner, we got Brandon Carr at 86, backed up by these people that I don't really know who they are. Free safety, we've got Barry Church at 83. At strong safety, we got J.J. Wilcox at 75. At kicker, we got Dan Bailey, one of the better kickers in the league, in my opinion, especially since he's so young, at 87 overall. And at punter, we got Chris Jones, a 68 overall. And those are your Dallas Cowboys. Let's move on down here to the Miami Dolphins. Ryan Tannehill, one of my favorite quarterbacks because he went to Texas A&M, which is my favorite school. He has an 84 overall. At running back, we've got Noshawn Marino at 87 overall, with Lamar Miller being a 77, Daniel Thomas being a 76. So it's good for them to finally get a decent running back that, they always thought Lamar Miller and Daniel Thomas would be good, but, they just weren't doing it really. So get Noshawn Marino in there could definitely help them out. At fullback, we've got Kyle Miller, 64 overall. Wide receiver, Mike Wallace, who came from Pittsburgh a couple of years back, 87 overall. Brian Hartline at 84 overall. Brandon Gibson at 79 overall. Rashad Matthews, 75 overall. Let's go down to tight end here. We've got Charles Clay, 84. At left tackle, we have an 88. And the left guard, 79. Center, 87. Mike Pouncey. Didn't Mike Pouncey, has he always... Never mind. I could have sworn he played for that name sounds familiar. All right, right guard we have a 70 overall, and at right tackle another 74 overall. So we got some good pieces on the offensive line. Just not very balanced overall. Cameron Wake at a nice 96 overall. We have at right end an 80 overall. At defensive tackle here we have an 89 overall, backed up by an 80. So pretty nice in defensive tackles there. Left outside linebacker 82 overall. Middle linebacker 77, pretty weak sauce on that front. And at right outside linebacker, we have Philip Wheeler at 77 or 78 overall. Excuse me, I don't know why I said 77. At corner, we got Brent Grimes, who is doing pretty good at 91 overall. Then we got Cortland Finnegan, who is really starting to slip a little bit, dropping down to an 82 overall. At free safety, we've got 84 overall. And at strong safety, we have 89 overall. Rashad Jones. Rashad? Is pronounce that right? I don't know. I'm really bad at pronouncing stuff, but yeah. So we got two pretty good safeties. I don't know. The Dolphins seem a bit more well-rounded this year than previous years, except the kicker. You guys maybe want to get rid of Sturgis if you're doing a franchise mode. He's a 66 overall. But punter, you want to keep the punter. We got Brandon Fields here at a 96 overall, one of the best punters in the game. Well, I guess he plays for the Dolphins. He's kind of used to it. Let's go to the Eagles now and check out their players. So we've got Nick Foles, an 88 overall after a breakout year last year, backed up by Mark Sanchez as well as Matt Barkley. We go down here to the halfback. We have, of course, Shady LaShawn McCoy, who's a 97 overall, backed up by... This is actually an interesting thing that they end up doing this year that I don't think... I think a lot of people kind of forget about, unless, of course, you're an Eagles fan, but the Eagles did get Darren Sproles this offseason, so they're going to have LaShawn McCoy and Darren Sproles, and that's going to be a scary combination. Things are going to be doing that. They're probably going to be running shotgun, I'd imagine, with two-back sets with having both of them there, because Darren Sproles is one of the best pass-catching running backs in the league. We got James Casey, 80 overall fullback. At wide receiver, we got Jeremy Maclin at 83. We got the old racist Riley Cooper at 81. And then we've got a bunch of, Brad Smith isn't a nobody. He can play quarterback too. Basically a bunch of nobodies though. Oh, Josh Huff, the rookie, who's only a 65 overall, but I don't know. They're pretty weak in the overalls, but they do have some actual good receivers that do perform pretty well. We got Brent Selleck at 85 overall, one of the better tight ends in the league. We have Jason Peters at 93 overall left tackle. At left guard, we have 97 overall Evan Mathis. At center, we have 87 overall Jason Kels. At right guard, we have 83 overall Todd Hermans, and the right tackle, we have Lane Johnson at 81 overall. So very, very good on the left side of the line and center. Then right guard's not too shabby. Right tackle is not too shabby. Very good offensive line overall for the Eagles. Let's go into left end here. We have 80 overall. At right end, we have an 84 overall. Defensive tackle, we have a 76, backed up by a couple 60s. Not so good there. Left outside linebacker, 83 overall. Middle linebacker, a bunch of 70s. D'Amico Ryans, man, he's getting older. He's only 30. He's really kind of dropped down, being a 78 overall at 30 years old. At right outside linebacker, we've got Trent Cole at 89. At corner, we've got Kerry Williams and Bradley Fletcher and Brandon Boykin. Basically a bunch of 80s backed up by some 70s and even some 60s, but those 60s won't really affect you too much because they're sixth and seventh string, so you're not going to need them too much. Malcolm Jenkins, who's getting older, man. I feel like Malcolm Jenkins, I feel as though he's been in the league longer, but apparently it's only been 5 years. But he's 77 overall. And we've got Eric Wolf at 76 overall. So kind of weak on the defensive side, but the offense of the Eagles pretty nice so far. We've got Alex Henry at 71 overall at kicker. And then we got Donnie Jones at 87 overall for punting. And let's go down to the Falcons now. You guys can check out Matt Ryan, who is going to be an 87 overall. And then we go down here to halfback Steven Jackson, who's definitely getting up there in years, at 31 years old, coming over from the Rams the year before last. 83 overall, backed up by Jaquars Rogers at 80 overall. At fullback, we have 76 overall. Wide receivers, some of the best receivers in the league right here. We got Julio Jones at 92. Roddy White, who dropped down to an 89, surprisingly. Harry Jones, who is going to be an 81 overall. We've even got Devin Hester here, and that's going to be a nice kick returner for the Falcons, and maybe even a wide receiver. Maybe you guys like speedy guys. He can definitely help you guys out in the speed department. Let's go down to tight end here. We got basically nobody at tight end, 72 overall being the best. 76 overall left tackle, 82 overall left guard, 73 overall center, 85 overall right guard, and Jake Matthews, the rookie from Texas A&M University, is going to be starting right tackle. So hopefully he does well for you guys. He is an 81, but he's a rookie, and he's one of the best offensive linemen in the draft this year, so hopefully he works out for you guys. At left end, we have an 84 overall. At right end, we have a 79 overall. Defensive tackle, we've got an 87, so that's definitely going to try and solidify up that defensive line. At left outside linebacker, we have a 77. At middle linebacker, Sean Witherspoon, who seems older than he is. He's only 26, but yeah, he's 76 overall. A bunch of 70s here at middle linebacker here, backed up by a bunch of 60s. And now let's go to right outside linebacker here. Not so good on the defensive side for the Falcons as I'm looking at all these overalls. Let's go to the corner here. We have Desmond Trufant, who's going to be an 82 overall. But aside from that, there's really no bright spots here for the corners. Let's go over here to free safety. We have a 76 overall, then 83 overall strong safety. So the defense for the Falcons, pretty weak. We got Matt Bryant, of course, still at kicker, who's an 85 overall. And then Matt Bosher, who is a 90 overall. But, I guess I never really heard of him, but apparently he's a damn good punter. Then again, I don't pay too much attention to punters. So those are your Falcons. Let's check out our 49ers and what's probably just going to be the scariest defense on the game, probably. Actually, no, Seahawks maybe. We'll look at Colin Kaepernick, 89 overall. And we also got Blaine Gabbert at 72 and Josh Johnson at 71. But Cap, just put this out there into perspective. I'm just kind of questioning the overall percentages here. Colin Kaepernick, ladies and gentlemen, has a better overall than Andrew Luck. Just throwing that out there. Let's go down here to halfback. We have Frank Gore at a 90 overall, and we got Kendrell Hunter at 78. And we also have Carlos Hyde, who came from Ohio State, and Marcus Lattimore. Bunch of really good young running backs here backing up Frank Gore, because Frank Gore can't go forever. He's 31 years old. So when Frank Gore goes, we've got Kendrell Hunter, Carlos Hyde, Marcus Lattimore, and LaMichael James. All just there like, all right, which one of us is going to take over for Frank when he's done? That's pretty cool. 87 overall, Bruce Miller, one of the best fullbacks in the league. Wide receiver, we got Anquan Bolden at 90. We got Michael Crabtree, who kind of broke out a bit last year, at 89 overall. We got Stevie Johnson, who used to play for the Bills, at 86 overall. Brandon Lloyd, king of the one-handed catch, 78 overall. And then a bunch of lower overall people. Pretty good receiver core for the Niners. They have a ton of good young running backs and Frank Gore, then a bunch of good receivers. And then, of course, you got Brandon Davis here, tight end, rocking 94 overall. Left tackle, we got Joe Staley, still kicking it at 30 years old, 94 overall. At left guard, we have a 90 overall. At center, kind of weaker there. We have a 75 overall. At right guard, we have an 83 overall. Alex Boone, who is been in the league 5 years apparently. And at right tackle, we have Anthony Davis, 88. So pretty good, solid overall offense on the Niners, to be honest. And their defense is kind of what they're even more known for. So that's what's crazy. So defense at left end here, we got Ray McDonald at an 89 overall. At right end, we have Justin Smith, who is rocking a 92 overall. At defensive tackle, kind of weaker at the defensive tackle. With Glenn Dorsey being a 79. Left outside linebacker Ahmad Brooks is going to be an 84 overall. Not too shabby at all. Here's the really scary part. At inside linebacker, we have Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman, both being 96 overall inside linebackers. Very, very scary. Both of them being relatively young as well. Alden Smith at right outside linebacker with a 96 overall. Corner, they're kind of weak at corner, which that's definitely nice to see them being weak at corner, because otherwise the Niners, imagine if the Niners had like a really good pass defense. That'd be scary. But yeah, so Tremaine Brock is their number one corner. We've got Eric Reed, 81 overall, and then Anton Bethea, but I think it's Bethea. He used to play for the Colts, if I remember right. But 87 overall, so he kind of rounds up the defensive secondary a little bit, kind of making them a bit better. But overall, good luck running on the 49ers. You're really going to need to pass a lot, and they're kind of weaker at corners, so that can definitely help you out. Phil Dawson used to play for the Browns, went to the Niners trying to win a Super Bowl before he retires. Man is 39 years old. I'll definitely like to see him get a Super Bowl, so I'm like, you know what, I don't even care that he left Cleveland after being there for so long. It's like, you deserve better. He goes to the Niners. He's rocking a 90 overall at 39 years old. And at punter, we have Andy Lee, one of, if not the best punter in the league, at 95 overall. Not too shabby. Those are your San Francisco 49ers. Let's check out your New York Giants with an 81 overall Eli Manning. Wow. The mighty have fallen. Holy crap. Okay, so I usually play the Browns up at Madden. Has Eli always had, is his overall been dropping consistently every year? Like, I didn't picture Eli to be an 81. Wow. That's rough. That is super rough. I figured he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Apparently not. Rashad Jennings, rocking 82 overall with David Wilson, who retired? Didn't somebody just retire for him? I don't remember. David Wilson, 75. Peyton Hillis used to be on the cover of Madden when he played for the Browns at 73. Fullback here, we have an 83 overall. At wide receiver, we still got Victor Cruz and Mario Manningham running around here. 87 overall for Victor Cruz. And we've got Ruben Randall at 77. We got whoever that is. He was apparently a rookie at 75. At tight end here, we've got Kellen Davis, who played for the Bears. Then he played for the Browns. Now he's coming over here, and he's apparently starting for the Giants. So the Giants are not really doing so hot on the offensive side, apparently, as of the past few years. Let's go to left tackle, 75 overall, 80 overall left guard, a 76 overall center, and 83 overall right guard, and an 80 overall right tackle. Not so good on the offensive side for the Giants at left end. I remember when the Giants were sitting there going to the Super Bowls and stuff, you know, and they had that really good defense, and they had Eli Manning not being an 81 overall in Madden. We have an 81 overall left end. We have an 87 overall Jason Pierre-Paul at right end, so that's pretty good for the Giants. A little glimmer of hope there. We've got an 82 overall defensive tackle. We've got pretty weak sauce selection here at left outside linebacker. At middle linebacker, we got John Beeson, who was one of the better inside linebackers in the league, but apparently he's been dropping down a little bit. At right outside linebacker, we have a 77. At corner, we got Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, who is one of the better corners in the league, 87 overall. And we've also got Prince Samu. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. We got Prince here at 84 overall. And then we go to free safety here, Stevie Brown, 82, and strong safety intro roll at 86 with Josh Brown, 83 overall kicking. And at punter, we've got Steve Weatherford, who's apparently dropping his overalls at 76. So those are your New York Giants. Kind of a down year for them. Speaking of down years, let's talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we got the rookie Blake Bortles being a 78 overall, presumably going to be a starter in Jacksonville with Chad Henne backing him up. Let's check out the running backs here. No, there's no Fred Taylor, but we do have Toby Gerhart, who was the backup for Adrian Peterson for so many years. Is now apparently going to be starting for the Jaguars with a 79 overall. We go to fullback here. We have a 72 overall. At wide receiver, we got Cecil Shorts III, 84. Justin Blackman at 82. Marquise Lee, the rookie, at 73. Ace Sanders at 73. So not a bad young core, especially for a young rookie quarterback. I would definitely, if I were doing a franchise, I'd try and get myself a new running back. I'd definitely try that out. But not too bad so far. At tight end here, Mercedes Lewis, who is still playing at 30 years old, 84 overall. Left tackle, we have 78. At left guard, 72. At center, a 70. At right guard, a 76. At right tackle, a 74. At left end, here we are with Red Bryant from Texas A&M. I remember when he played Texas A&M, playing NCAA football, and I was using him. He was all kinds of cool. He's apparently playing down here in Jacksonville now. Last I knew, he was up in Seattle, but he's rocking 83 overall. And then we got Chris Clemens with an 84 overall. Defensive tackle, 80 overall. Left outside linebacker, 76. So kind of weak at left outside linebacker there. Paul Posluszny. Wow, how is Paul Posluszny dropping down to an 82 overall? He's one of the best inside linebackers when he kind of first jumped into the league. Apparently, he's dropping down a little bit. That stinks. Well, we got right outside linebacker, 75 overall, Geno Hayes. At corner, pretty weak overall here at corner with a bunch of 70s, followed by some 60s. Free safety, 70s. That's weak. And strong safety, a 77, but followed up by a 68. At kicker, we got Josh Scobie, though, kicker, so it's all right. 32 years old, still doing a 90 overall kicker. And then in a 78 overall punter. So, I don't know. Yeah, there's some hope. There's some hope here on the offensive side for the Jaguars. Lots of good young pieces. Let's head over to the Jets. Oh, excuse my yawn. I've been talking nonstop for about 45 minutes now. Let's keep on going. We got Michael Vick, who is going to be rocking a 79 overall, backed up by Geno Smith, who's going to be a 78 overall. So big competition here. Do you want the old Michael Vick, or I think a lot of people might want Geno Smith, but I'm sure there's still a bunch of Michael Vick fans that are going to be going for Michael Vick. But a lot of people probably are going to start Geno Smith because he's so much younger. Running back, Chris Johnson, the first decent running back they've had up there since LaDainian Tomlinson, rocking an 83 overall, backed up by Chris Ivory at 80. We've got Tommy Bohannon, whoever that is, at fullback. We've got Eric Decker, who just came over from the Broncos at 88 overall, backed up by Jeremy Curley at 77, David Nelson at 76, and Jacoby Ford at 73. At tight end, we've got Jeff Cumberland at 76. Left tackle, 88 overall. Wow. Left guard, rather weak sauce, 69 overall. Nick Mangold, still one of the better players at his position. He's been there forever. Doing what he can for the Jets at 86 overall. At right guard, we have 82 overall Willie Colon. I remember when he used to play for Pittsburgh, big guy. We've got right tackle, a 79 overall. At left end, Muhammad Wilkerson, 93 overall, apparently an up-and-coming young guy. And at right end, we've got Sheldon Richardson. So two very good defensive ends for the Jets. We got Damon Harrison at defensive tackle. So, damn, defense is looking pretty good so far. Calvin Pace. I remember when Calvin Pace joined the league. He was supposed to be like this ridiculously good player, and he never was. But he's decent. Sorry, I need water. Dying over here. 78 overall, Calvin Pace. At middle linebacker, we have David Harris at 82. Right outside linebacker, Quentin Copples at 79. At corner, we got D. Milliner, who a lot of people thought the Browns were going to draft. They ended up not drafting him. He had a decent season, I guess, for his first year. Nothing super spectacular or amazing. But yeah, he is going to be a 78 overall, backed up by Demetri Patterson at 77. Backed up by Kyle Wilson at 76. At free safety, 75 overall, Antonio Allen. At strong safety, a 79 overall, Calvin Pryor. At kicker, we got Nick Folk at 85, who used to play for the Cowboys. And then Ryan Quigley, who has a funny last name, but not a funny overall at 67. And those are your New York Jets. Let's check out our Detroit Lions, who's going to have Matt Stafford coming in at 87 overall. Now we got Reggie Bush down here, 85, backed up by Jaquib Bell. I don't know how to pronounce that name. And we also have Mike LaShore down there at 72, if you guys like him. We've got Jed Collins at 85 overall. Wow, two decently good fullbacks, Montel Owens and Jed Collins, 85 and 82. That's crazy. Then wide receiver, best receiver in the league, hands down. I mean, you can't really deny it. I mean, Josh Gordon led the league in yards last year. Josh Gordon's a good player. Josh Gordon can't stop smoking pot, and he's probably going to get suspended this year. Josh Gordon's a good player, but Calvin Johnson, I'd say, is still the best receiver in the league. 99 overall. Golden Tate, 84 overall. Ryan Broyles at 72 overall. And Chris Durham at 71 overall. Brandon Pettigrew, feels like he's been in the league a lot longer. Apparently not, only 5 years. 79 overall. 80 overall left tackle and 83 overall left guard. 91 center, not too bad. 88 overall right guard and a 76 at. So running those halfback dives to the right is going to work out pretty well for the Lions because they got a good center and a good right guard. We have an 80 overall left end and 82 overall right end. We have a 97 overall Ndamukong Suh at defensive tackle, backed up by Nick Fairley, who is also a 91 overall. Just very, very scary defensive tackle combination right there. Left outside linebacker, we got Ashley Palmer at 77. 89 overall, Stephen Tulloch, I don't know how to pronounce that, at middle linebacker. We have an 83 overall right outside linebacker. At corner, we're pretty weak. We have an 80 overall Rashean Manthis. But other than that, nothing but 70s. So that's kind of scary. Defensive at free safety. I don't know why I said defensive end. I'm losing my mind here. I've been speaking for about 50 minutes straight. We have an 84 overall free safety. We have an 81 overall strong safety. We have a... Wow. So we got 2 kickers, and both of them were 65 overall or below. And at punter, we have Sam Martin here, 81 overall. Those are your Detroit Lions. Let's check out our Green Bay Packers with 98 overall Aaron Rodgers. He's Aaron Rodgers, guys. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Eddie Lacy, who is already an 87 overall, so I guess we know which Alabama running back did better between him and Trent Richardson. Eddie Lacy, good player, 87 overall. James Starks being 78. At fullback here, we got John Kuhn, one of, if not the best fullback in the league, at 93. At wide receiver, we got Jordy Nelson at 93, Randall Cobb at 89, Jarrett Boykin at 78, and then a bunch of people I probably never heard of down here with 60 overalls. At tight end here, we got Andrew Corliss at 74, really weak in the tight end department. 76 overall left tackle, 97 overall Josh Sitton at left guard, very, very nice. At center, 70 overall or 74 overall. At right guard, we have an 87 overall. And at right tackle, we have an 86 overall. We'll go over here to the defensive side of the ball. We're rocking a 92 overall left end, a 75 overall right end, a 83 overall BJ Raji, who I thought would have a higher overall than that, but 83 is not too shabby, I suppose. Julius Peppers, ladies and gentlemen, has been moved to left outside linebacker. Last I knew he was on the defensive line. Apparently, he's a left outside linebacker now, and he's only an 82 overall, which is kind of sad. I remember back in the day when he played for the Panthers. Oh, way back when. Julius Peppers, big Mr. 6'7" himself, 82 overall. AJ Hawk. Wow, I thought AJ Hawk would have a better overall than this. Maybe I just haven't checked the overalls on players. They usually play with the Browns, don't pay attention to the other people. I always thought of AJ Hawk as being better than 81 overall. Apparently not. And, of course, Clay Matthews is going to have a good overall. He's going to be at 90 overall. Now we got Tramon Williams, 87. Sam Shields, 86. We've got Casey Hayward at 85. So we got a pretty good linebacking core and a pretty good group of cornerbacks for the Packers. That's going to be pretty good for them. We got Clinton Dix at the rookie at 79 overall at strong safety. We got Morgan Burnett, 83. And then at kicker, we got Mason Crosby at 82. And then at punter, we've got Tim Mashon, pronounce that, 72 overall. Those are your Green Bay Packers. Not too much has really changed, but yeah, still a pretty good, solid overall team. Let's check out your Carolina Panthers and see if they got some wide receivers for Cam Newton. So we got 89 overall Cam Newton. Not too shabby, very good player. Derek Anderson. Remember the one good year Cleveland's had over the past 10 years was when Derek Anderson was starting. But Cam Newton at 89 overall. We got D'Angelo Williams at 81, Jonathan Stewart at 80. I hate this running back combination between these two. I really, really do, because basically it makes so I never want to use either one of these guys for fantasy football, because they basically just split carries perfectly evenly. Let's go down to fullback here. We got Mike Tolbert, very, very nice running back, who doesn't necessarily play fullback a lot of time. He's definitely their goal line running back at 92 overall. At wide receiver, we got Jericho Cotchery at 80 overall, Jason Avant at 77, Taquan Underwood at 73. Just a rat pack of wide receivers right here is all this is. Just a bunch of oddballs just all thrown together. No one's really good except for Jericho Cotchery, who's decent when he played for the Jets way back when. We've got Greg Olsen, 88 overall. At left tackle, 73, pretty weak at left tackle. You need a good left tackle. 76 at left guard, 89 at centers. That's pretty nice. 75 at right guard, and 76 at right tackle. So aside from center, pretty weak offensive line. Let's go. Oh, I skipped left end. Let's go left end here. 88 overall, Charles Johnson. At right end, 92 overall, Greg Hardy. At defensive tackle, 88 overall, Star. I don't know who is that. Star Lutelli. I don't know who that is. Apparently, he's pretty good. We also got Kawan Short there at 84. Pretty good defense so far. Then you got Thomas Davis, 89 overall, middle linebacker. You got Luke Kalukali. I never know how to pronounce his name. He broke out last year though. Their defense is freaking scary this year. Right outside linebacker is the one weak part they got so far at Chase Blackburn at 76 overall. And there it is. There's the weak point of their defense. It's their corners. So we got one corner at 81 here, then the rest being 70s and 60s. At free safety, we have an 81 overall. At strong safety, we've got Roman Harper, who is apparently still playing at 80 overall. And Graham Gano at 86 overall at kicker. And then at punter, we have Brad Nortman. So pretty good, well-rounded overall team with the exception of your corners and your wide receivers for the Carolina Panthers. Now let's check out your New England Patriots. Mr. Thomas Brady, who is now 37 years young, had kind of an off year last year, and I think that definitely affected his overall, dropping him down to a 93. We've got Ryan Mallett being a 73. Then Jimmy Garoppolo guy, the rookie, at 71. Maybe going to be the successor to Tom Brady whenever he decides to retire. We got Shane Vereen at 82. We've got Stephen Ridley at 80. We have Brandon Bolden at 74. Basically going to be a trio of running backs right there between the three of them. At fullback, we have a 73 overall. Wide receiver, we got Julian Edelman, one of the best receivers in the league, in my opinion. I just think he's really good. Very nice slot receiver. Kind of guy that can get 10 catches a game. I like him. 88 overall. Danny Amendola, who's going to be an 86 overall. We got Brandon LaFell, 89. Aaron Dobson at 75. Ken Brell Tompkins at 73. And Matthew Slater at 70. Not like the best receivers aside from our top two here, but hopefully Tom Brady will have a better year than he did last year. Rob Gronkowski, assuming of course he can stay healthy. Tom Brady will definitely have a better year, being a 96 overall. One of the best tight ends in the league. At left tackle, we have a 91 overall Nate Solder. We have 91 overall left guard Logan Mankins. We have a pretty weak sauce center here. We have a pretty weak sauce right guard here. And then right tackle, we're kind of evening out a bit more at 85 overall. And now we're over here at the left end. We have 88 overall. Nope, that's not good at right end. Right end, we have Chandler Jones dropping an 87 overall. It's pretty good on defense so far. Then, of course, Vince Wilfork, who is just scary and giant. 91 overall. 84 overall, Dante Hightower. Middle linebacker, we're rocking Jared Mayo at 91. And at outside linebacker, Jamie Collins at 81. So far, this is a pretty good defense. At corner, we got Darrelle Revis, of course, who is going to be a 97 overall. We got Brandon Browner at 86 and Alfonso Denard at 80. And we go down here to free safety. We're going to check out Devin McCourty, who's going to be a 94 overall. And strong safety, one of the weak points on the defense, is going to be a 76 overall. But still, the Patriots defense is freaking scary. They got some real tough customers over there on their team. Steven Gostkowski is going to be a 92 overall. And we got Ryan Allen's going to be 70 overall punter. So I think overall, pretty freaking balanced team for the Patriots this year. Not too shabby in the slightest. Let's go to the Oakland Raiders, who have Matt Schaub at quarterback at 78, but most people are going to ignore him. They're going to be starting Derek Carr, the rookie at Fresno State, and hopefully using him, seeing how well he does. But then again, he might be like Matt McGloin here, where people like, the Raiders just like to kind of draft people, They don't end up actually using them for anything. They just draft them and use them. And then they get kind of burned out after a year. This is where careers going to die, so Oakland. I'm sorry to you Oakland fans, but not so many good things have been happening over there lately. But we do got Maurice Jones-Drew. Might be able to help it out. Maybe Derek Carr and Maurice Jones-Drew can kind of turn things around. We still got Darren McFadden running around, even though he's dropping down in the overalls pretty far to 79. We have Marcel Reese, who's been a great fullback for one of the few bright points, I think, for the Raiders over the past few years. At receiver, we have James Jones, and we have Denaris Moore. And then we got Rod Streeter, and we got Andre Holmes. And then Greg Little, who used to play for the Browns. There's old Greg. That's where Greg went. He went to Oakland. And there's a sheer number of receivers on this team right now. And at tight end, we have 75 overall. Left tackle, 82. Left guard, 74. Center, 88. Not too shabby at center there. And then right guard, 75. And at right tackle, we have an 81. So pretty weak sauce overall offensive line, with the exception of the center. We have Lamar Woodley actually going to be dropping an 87 overall here for the left end. So that's not too bad. And at right end, we've got Justin Tuck, who's going to be 88. I had no idea that Lamar Woodley and Justin Tuck were both playing for the Raiders. That's not too shabby at all. That is not too bad in the slice. At defensive tackle here, we have Antonio Smith, ball backed up by Pat Sims. Left outside linebacker Khalil Mack, who a lot of people are thinking is one of the best players out of this year's draft, and he's going to be starting and hopefully doing pretty good for the Raiders. At middle linebacker, we got Nick Roach, who's been around for a while, and we also got Kevin Burnett, who's been out for even longer. And so we've got C.O. Moore at right outside linebacker. At corner, we've got Terrell Brown, and we've got Carlos Rogers. He's still playing, huh? Wow, Carlos Rogers still running around at corner. DJ Hayden we got there. Then Keith McGill. Free safety, Charles Woodson, who is still kicking. He's still playing. 86 overall, 37 years old. And at strong safety, we've got Tyvon Branch, 88 overall. And kicker, Sebastian Janikowski at 36, 76 overall, 36 years old. I want to go over here and check, though. What they got this man's kick power still at? Let's go. Where's this man's kick power? We need to see him. There it is. 90. They dropped his kick power to 93, huh? Wow. 93 kick power, 74 accuracy. They're really dropping a little Sebastian Janikowski this year. Poor guy. Now let's drop down here to punter. We got 82 overall. It's not too shabby. I don't think people pay too much attention to the punting. Those are your Oakland Raiders, who have a couple bright. I mean, you got Derek Carr. You've got Maurice Jones-Drew, and you've got a pretty solid defense. So maybe the Raiders can do good this year. We'll have to see. Speaking of maybe doing good, let's look at the St. Louis Rams here. So Sam Bradford, 85 overall. Still waiting on him to really shine into the quarterback everyone's kind of hoping he's going to be, backed up by Sean Hill. But 85 overall, Sam Bradford. At running back, we've got Zach Stacy at 84. At fullback here, we have a 72 overall. At wide receiver, we've got Tavon Austin, who is just ridiculously fast, so ridiculously fast at 78, backed up by Kenny Britt at 77, who didn't he release him having sex on Instagram or something? I don't know, something like that. I remember hearing something really weird like that. So I think he involved a prostitute maybe. We got Austin Pettis at 76 overall. Let's go to tight end here. We got Jared Cook, 81 overall. At left tackle, we got Jake Long, just very, very, very good lineman, 90 overall. At the left guard, we have an 83 overall. At center, a 79. Whoops, I didn't go down. Right guard, an 87. And at right tackle, a 79. So a pretty decent offensive line. Not the greatest, not the worst. We got Chris Long here, who's one of the better defensive ends in the league, who has apparently been in the league for 6 years. It does not seem like he's been in the league this long. Goodness gracious. We got an 89 overall for him. And at right end, we have Robert Quinn at 97. So that is a scary, scary defensive line right there. Let's see what we got backed up at defensive tackle. Not too much at defensive tackle, but still, your defensive ends are pretty scary in their own right. We got Alec Ogletree at 79, who I thought would have a higher overall than that, but apparently not. We got James Laurinaitis, who I thought would have a higher overall once again, but he's an 81. And then we've got 77 overall here, right outside linebacker. We have an 84 overall here, Janoris Jenkins, I think is how you pronounce it, don't know. Then a bunch of 70s and a 67. So corner's pretty weak sauce for the Rams right now. We at free safety, we have a 74 overall. At strong safety, a 75. At kicker, we're rocking an 87. And then at punter, we are rocking an 87. So not too shabby on that front in the slightest. Your St. Louis Rams, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check out your Baltimore Ravens. Go Joe Flacco, who is like isn't he the highest paid quarterback in the league right now, rocking an 86 overall? Or no, did that recently change? I don't know. Either way, he's got a ridiculously high contract, who is ridiculously overpaid, who's rocking 86 overall. We've got Ray Rice. How the mighty have fallen. Ray Rice is an 82 overall. Wow. Wow. The mighty have fallen in Baltimore. That's good for me, though. They're going to be easier to face when we're playing my franchise mode. We have a fullback here, 74 overall. At wide receiver, we got Steve Smith at 87. We've got Torrey Smith at 86 and Jacoby Jones at 79. So we got a pretty decent core receivers right here in of themselves. Let's check out tight end here. We got Dennis Pitta at 87. So definitely working on that passing attack in Baltimore, going from their old school running days when they had Jamal Lewis and then Ray Rice when he was good. Apparently he isn't that much anymore. But we got left tackle Eugene Monroe, 89 overall. At left guard, 81. At center, 81. At right guard, 92. And at right tackle, 73. And yeah, pretty weak sauce offensive line, to be perfectly honest, compared to what they've been known for in years past. At left end here, 71. At right end, we have an 84. At defensive tackle, Haloti Nata, who's one of the better defensive tackles in the league. He's still rocking 92. We got Terrell Suggs, still one of the best linebackers in the league. We got 90 overall for him. We, of course, have no Ray Lewis anymore, but we do have a Daryl Smith, who's an 85. We've got Elvis Stumerville, who's going to be a 90. And at corner, we have a 90, an 82, then some 60s. So they really need to work on corners. Only 4 of them, for crying out loud. At strong safety, we have a 73. Or pre-safety, we have a 73. And at strong safety, we have Matt Elam at 79. So the Ravens, lots of question marks for the Ravens this year. One of those question marks isn't Justin Tucker, one of the best kickers in the league, 93 overall. And we also have an 84 overall punter. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Let's check out your Washington Redskins. Wow. Wow. Robert Griffin. Sorry, dying over here. Still need more water. All right, so Robert Griffin III is rocking 82 overall, which I thought he would definitely have something a bit better than that. 82. Wow. Didn't think he'd have that bad an overall. Alfred Morris rocking the 87 overall, which is a very, very good young running back here in the league. We've got Darrell Young here, 87 overall fullback. At wide receiver, the newly acquired Deshaun Jackson from the Philadelphia Eagles, 90 overall. Pierre Garçon, 89 overall. Andre Roberts at 80. If an 80 overall is your slot receiver and you have an 89 and a 90 as your top ones, you should be doing pretty good. You still got Santana Moss running around. Goodness gracious, Santana, you're still playing? Man's 35 years old. So RG3 is going to have some pretty good people to throw to. Jordan Reed, who was actually doing pretty damn good last year. Jordan Reed had him in fantasy football, so keep an eye on Jordan Reed. He can be pretty good here in the future. Let's look over here. Trent Williams, who's going to be a 95 overall. We have a 76 overall left guard. At center, a 77. At the right guard, an 88. At right tackle, a 78. At the left end, we're rocking a 75. At right end, we got Jason Hatcher, going to be an 89. We got a defensive tackle here. We got Barry Cofield, apparently a captain, at 86 overall. Ryan Kerrigan, he's actually a pretty good linebacker. He's rocking 86 overall. Pretty weak sauce here, inside linebacker. We have basically a bunch of 70s. They're all about the same overall, so if you're playing these guys in franchise, you're going to have to pick which one you really want to start. Maybe you want to go for Perry Riley Jr. just because he's younger. Maybe. I don't know. Let's look here at right outside linebacker. We have Brian Orakapu, I know how to pronounce that, at 92 overall. Very, very nice. At corner, we have D'Angelo Hall, who is still playing apparently, rocking at 82 overall. Then we got Tracy Porter at 77 overall. Let's go to free safety here. We got Ryan Clark, who used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, now playing for the Redskins at 82 overall. And then at strong safety, we have Brandon Merriweather, who used to play for the Patriots, now playing for the Redskins, of course, rocking a 79 overall. At kicker, we have Kai Forbath, who's going to be a 69 overall and backed up by a 58 overall, so that's pretty weak. And at punter, we have a 66 overall, so you might want to work on your special teams if you're a fan of the Redskins and plan on playing Madden. Let's check out your New Orleans Saints and look at them. My keeper, my man right here, Mr. Drew Brees, who is just amazing in fantasy football, especially in my league where we get 6 points per touchdown pass. So he is ridiculously great, throwing for 5,000 yards each of the past 3 seasons. Drew Brees, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Very, very good. And what's crazy, you think of best quarterbacks in the league, you think of Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers. Drew Brees, I think, is actually one of, if not the best quarterback in the league. Very, very, very good. 96 overall. We've also got Pierre Thomas here, running back with 83 overall. Mark Ingram, the Heisman Trophy winner, at 77 overall. At fullback here, we have a 79. At wide receiver, Marcus Colson rocking a 90. Then we got Kenny Stills at 78. Robert Meacham at 76. We got Brandon Cooks at 74. Joseph Morgan at 72. Go down here at tight end, Jimmy Graham, one of, if not the best tight end in the league. I think a lot of people actually consider him to be the best tight end in the league right now, rocking a 97 overall. Packed up by Penn Watson. He used to play for the Browns. Left tackle here is a 75. Left guard, 91. Pretty nice. Center at 79. At right guard. So the guards are damn good for the Saints at 91. And then right tackle here, we have a 87. So pretty good overall offensive line for the Saints, keeping Drew Brees protected. On defense here, which the Saints are kind of known for being weaker, we have an 82 overall at left end. A 93 Cameron Jordan at right end. So that's pretty damn nice. At defensive tackle, Broderick Bunkley at 79. At left outside linebacker here, we have an 85. Middle linebacker, a Curtis Lofton at 80. And right outside linebacker, an 82. At corner, so we were pretty weak sauce up until this point, but at corner here, we have an 87 and an 86, followed by a couple 70s, so we're not so bad off at corner. Let's go to free safety here. We got Jarius Byrd, 96, just freaking amazing. Then at strong safety here, we have an 87. So the Saints, definitely a scary team. Shane Graham, that's kind of a weak point, I would say, but Shane Graham, a kicker at 80. And then we got Thomas Morstead, who's going to be a 93 overall punter. So Saints, very nice, well-rounded overall team. The running backs, not that great, but the Saints run like nothing but shotgun and pass every single play. So you just want a running back with some decent speed that can catch the ball. So Saints, very nice team. Now let's check out your Seattle Seahawks. We have Russell Wilson here, 93 overall, which I think that's pretty generous. But still, Russell Wilson rocking 93. We also have Terrell Pryor, who's been jumping around a little bit the past couple years, 75 overall. We've even got Demarius Jackson. He used to play for the Vikings. Running back here, Marshawn Lynch, 75 overall. Let's go to fullback here, 79 overall. Percy Harvin, 90 overall, followed up by Doug Baldwin at 83. And then we've got Sidney Rice here, 82, and Jermaine Kearse at 78. It's not too bad on the receiver front, to be perfectly honest. At tight end here, Zach Miller, pretty good tight end at 86. Left tackle here, 86 overall. Left guard, 78. Center, 86. Right guard, 78, and right tackle, 77. So pretty weak sauce on the offensive line, but the defensive line, they're not so weak sauce. So we got Michael Bennett, brother of Chicago Bears tight end Martellus Bennett, is going to be an 89 overall. At right end here, we have a Cliff Averill, who's going to be an 87. We've got 91 overall Brandon Mebane. How do you pronounce that? I don't know. Either way, very nice defensive line so far. We got Malcolm Smith being an 80 overall left outside linebacker. We have Bobby Wagner being an 88 overall middle linebacker, and then right outside linebacker here, we're going to have an 83 overall Bryce Urban. We got 99 overall Madden cover boy Richard Sherman, and then backed up by him is going to be Byron Maxwell at 84. Then after that, kind of weak sauce on the corner front. At free safety here, Earl Thomas III, 95 overall. Strong safety, we got Cam Chancellor, 93 overall. Just an overall scary defense. We got Steven Hauschka, who is my favorite kicker, one of my favorite kickers in the league. Somehow I always end up getting him in fantasy football, and he always does pretty damn good for me. So Steven Hauschka, I like him, 89 overall. And John Ryan at 79 overall. Those are your Seattle Seahawks. We're almost to the end here. Let's check out your Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm a Browns fan, so these guys are annoying to me. We have Ben Roethlisberger rocking a 90 overall. Pretty generous, I would say. And let's go to the halfback here. The Garrett Blunt going to be rocking 83 overall, with Le'Veon Bell being an 82. Then just a bunch of nobodies behind them. So really undecided who's going to start between these guys. Probably Le'Veon Bell. People will probably want him to start more. Let's go fullback here. We got Will Johnson at 77. Antonio Brown, still a damn good receiver, all biases aside, at 92 overall. We got Lance Moore coming up from the Saints. Going to be rocking 80 overall. Marcus Wheaton, who's going to be a 73 overall. And Darius Hayward-Bay at 72. At tight end, we've got Heath Miller at 85 overall. We had left tackle, we got 73. Left guard, we have an 85. At center, we have an 88 Marcus Pouncey. That's who I was thinking of earlier. If you guys remember way on earlier in the video, I was getting confused with someone else. That's who I was thinking of, this guy, 88 overall. Right guard, 85 overall. And Dennis Dixon was who I was thinking of way back when. I couldn't remember his first name. His name was Dennis Dixon. That's completely irrelevant if you skipped forward to this video just to see what the Steelers players were. But yeah, that was something that happened way back when. Regardless, it was Dennis Dixon who I was thinking of, who's played for the Steelers. Now he's backing up somewhere else. Right tackle, we have an 80 overall. Cameron Hayward rocking 84 for left end. 65 overall Nick Williams. So you might want to work on your right end there, Pittsburgh. We have an 82 overall Steve McLeodin. At left outside linebacker here, we're rocking Arthur Motes, going to be a 74 overall. At middle linebacker, we have Lawrence Timmons, an 88 overall, which is very, very nice, with Rob Shazier, who's a rookie out of Ohio State, who a lot of people think can be pretty good. He's going to be a 74 overall. Right outside linebacker, Jason Warlids, is going to be an 84 overall. We're looking at corner now. It's going to be Ike Taylor, who is apparently still playing at 34 years old, at 83 overall. Then we've got Cortez Allen at 82 overall, William Gay at 81 overall. I got a free safety here. We got Mike Mitchell at 83. Strong safety. We have Troy Polamalu, who is still playing. He's getting older, but he's He's 33 years old now, but he's still a 93 overall, so he's still one of the better strong safeties in the league. At kicker, Sean Squeezem, who's an 83, and then at punter, we're going to have two just awful punters that you should probably get rid of if you plan on playing with the Steelers in franchise mode, but those are your Pittsburgh Steelers. Now let's go on to the Houston Texans here. We have Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback, and the more likely starter at quarterback, which is going to be Chase Keenum, who is a hometown boy, grew up in Houston, went to Houston, now is playing for Houston in the NFL, so he's probably, or Case Keenum, I guess is his name, is probably going to be a starter for Houston. At running back, Arian Foster, 91 overall, without Ben Tate backing him up anymore because he went to Cleveland, but Andre Brown is now the backup, who is going to be a 78 overall. At fullback, we got Brad Schmele, who went to Alabama, who's a 71 overall. Andre Johnson, still one of the best receivers in the league, 93 overall, or 93 overall, 95 overall, 33 years old. I'm mixing up the two here. I'm going delirious after making this video. This video is very long. DeAndre Hopkins is going to be a 75 overall. Mike Thomas is going to be a 73 overall. At tight end here, we got Garrett Graham, who is actually a pretty damn good. Robert Griffin, both these guys were actually pretty good last year. So pretty good. Two good tight ends down there in Houston. At left tackle here, we have a 93 Dwayne Brown. At left guard, we have 76 overall. At center, we have an 88 overall. Right guard, we have an 83 overall. And at right tackle, that's pretty weak. They have a pretty good overall offensive line, I would say, with the exception of this right tackle right here. Might want to replace him. At left end here, J.J. Watt, probably one of the best defenders in the league. Everyone loves J.J. Watt. Very, very good. 99 overall. At on the other side, not so good. 74 overall. Defensive tackle here, 74, 72. And a good left outside linebacker here, also pretty weak, 72. Middle linebacker, and now we're seeing some lights, rays of light, I guess is the expression. We have Brian Cushing here at 91 overall, and an 83 overall, Jadeveon Clowney, which I forget how to pronounce that name, but yeah, drafted in the draft this year. And hopefully going to be solidifying up that defense a little bit, helping them out with that. At cornerback, we've got Jonathan Joseph, one of the better corners in the league at 30 years old, at 88 overall. And we got Kareem Jackson at 81 overall. At free safety, we have Chris Clemens at 81. And strong safety, we have this guy, Swearinger, DJ Swearinger. Wait, that sounds like an actual DJ name. Yo, man, I'm DJ Swearinger. Whatever, that's funny. He's 76 overall. And at kicker, we got Randy Bullock at 61. That's pretty weak sauce. Might want to get rid of him, even though he's kind of the hometown guy, going to Texas A&M. And at punter, we have Shane Leckler, who also went to Texas A&M at 92 overall, one of the better punters in the league. Those are your Houston Texans. Let's check out your Tennessee Titans. See how they're doing. Jake Locker. Yeah. 75 overall. Not so good on that front. Wait, is that Tyler Wilson down there? Yeah, it is. Tyler Wilson, 67 overall. The Alabama boy. Let's go down here to halfback here. We got Sean Green, who people thought would help out a lot. Not so much. 77 overall. Leon Washington, 74 overall. Jackie Battles. Basically a bunch of backups from all the other teams all came to Tennessee to go fight to see who can start there between Sean Green, Leon Washington, and Jackie Battle. So, yeah, we'll see who wins that fight. We got Colin Mooney at fullback, 74 overall. Wide receiver, we got Kendrell Wright, who's going to be an 86. Nate Washington, 83, who's apparently the captain. Dexter McCluster, who came over, I believe, from the Chiefs at 78. And then we've got Justin Hunter, is going to be a 75. Let's go down here at tight end. We got Delonte Walker at 84. We got Michael Ruse at 89 overall, and is also the captain. At left tackle, we have an 92 overall left guard. So damn good left side of the line here. Pretty weak sauce here at center. Pretty weak sauce here at right guard, and pretty weak sauce over there at right tackle. So, but the left side of the line is very damn good for the Tennessee Titans. Let's look here. We got Derek Morgan being an 86 overall left end. We have a pretty weak sauce combination of people here over here on the right end. At defensive tackle here, we've got 93 overall Jarrell Casey, so that's pretty freaking nice. Left outside linebacker here, 84 overall. Middle linebacker, we have a 76 overall, and I missed right outside linebacker. We have an 80 overall Sean Phillips, who's apparently still playing. Wow, that's a long time he's been around. We've got at cornerback here, we got Jason McCourty, 89 overall, followed up by a bunch of 70s and 60s. Free safety, Michael Griffin. I feel as though he's been playing longer than 7 years. But apparently he's been playing only for 7 years. But yeah, Michael Griffin's still running around, 82 overall. At strong safety, we have Bernard Pollard, who's going to be an 87 overall, which is very freaking nice. At kicker here, we have 59 overall, not too good there. And at punter here, we have an 80, which is not too shabby. Those are your Tennessee Titans. Now for the final team in the NFL, we have your Minnesota Vikings. Only 1 hour and 20 minutes into the video. So, Matt Castle, Christian Ponder, Teddy Bridgewater, all about the same overall. A lot of people are probably going to want to go with Bridgewater because, he's the rookie. Christian Ponder's relatively new, but he's not that good. Matt Castle's old. Why would you not want to go with 21-year-old Teddy Bridgewater? He's pretty freaking awesome. Running back, Adrian Peterson, number 1 running back in the league, 98 overall. Backed up by a bunch of really nobodies that aren't really going to help out the Minnesota Vikings a whole lot. At fullback here, we got Jerome Felton at 88. At wide receiver, we have Greg Jennings, who came over from the Green Bay Packers, who's going to be an 84. And we got Cornell Patterson, who is a lot of people hoping is going to be a good player as an 82 overall. Then Jerome Simpson at 78. At tight end, we have Kyle Rudolph, 84. Left tackle, we have an 80 overall, then a 78 overall, then a 92 overall here at center. Very, very nice there. 84 overall at right guard. And 90 overall right tackle. So pretty good offensive line. Not the best, but pretty freaking good offensive line, which is one of the reasons Adrian Peterson's as good as he is. At left end here, 86 overall. At right end, 83 overall. So pretty good there. We got Linval Joseph, who's going to be an 86 overall here at defensive tackle. Wow, pretty weak sauce here. Left outside linebacker and middle linebacker here. Pretty weak there as well. Chad Greenway. He's decent, but still pretty weak overall at linebacker. At corner, we have Captain Munnerlin. Captain Munnerlin, I don't know, then Xavier Rhodes. And then we also had Derek Cox, followed up by a bunch of other lower 70 overall people. So, corner's not too bad. Remember when the Vikings was one of the scariest defenses in the league? Now they're kind of weak sauce. We got Harrison Smith here. He's going to be an 84 overall. And strong safety, we have Jamarcus Sanford, who's going to be a 79. And then at kicker, we've got Blair Walsh, 81 overall. At punter, Jeff Locke, not very good, 64 overall. And those are your Minnesota Vikings. And that is every team, ladies and gentlemen, in the NFL. And now we shall go and look at signed free agency just to show you some of the free agents. I'm not going to try and go through and show you every single free agent in the game. These are people that are not signed that are still in the game. So we got David Carr, we got Kevin Kolb, we got Josh Freeman, Brady Quinn, Seneca Wallace, Vince Young, Rex Grossman, Graham Harrell, Stephen McGee still running around. Let's go running back here. Willis McGahee, Michael Bush, Ronnie Brown, Brian Leonard, Mike Goodson, believe it or not, is free agent. Wow. To go fullback here, we got Greg Jones and Vontae Leach and LaRon McClain. Pretty good fullbacks available. Wide receiver, Santonio Holmes, who was just recently signed because his roster isn't going to be completely updated yet. It might be updated before the actual release of the game. Plexico Burris, he's getting old. We got Devon Best, Josh Cribbs, Josh Cooper. Tight end here, we got Jermichael Finley, Kellen Winslow Jr., Dustin Keller, Ben Hartsock, Fred Davis, Tony Scheffler. Let's look here. Brian McKinney at left tackle. We got some of these guys. Richie Incognito at left guard. Center here. Not so much good people at center, really. Let's get a right guard here. Not so much people at right guard either. Let's get a right tackle. We got David Stewart still running around. He's 85 overall, not too bad. We also got Jeremy Trueblood. Let's go to the left end here. We got Adam Carricker. He's available. You can pick him up if you guys would like to. Right end here, Mark Henderson, Johnny Jolly. So at right end, defensive tackle, Richard Seymour. Probably be pretty nice to pick up in free agency. Sienna Poe, I don't know how to pronounce that. Ryan Pickett. It's pretty decent defensive tackles. Pretty decent. Let's go here, left outside linebacker, James Harrison. Still needs someone to sign him, so you guys can pick him up if that tickles your fancy. We got Quentin Groves running around, but aside from those two, not really too many great players. Middle linebacker, Aaron Henderson, Pat Anerger, Dan Connor, who was really good in college, but it turned out not to be so great in the pros. Right outside linebacker, let's go Desmond Bishop, Michael Boley, Rocky McIntosh. Not too many great right outside linebackers, I suppose. You got Brandon Flowers, he's pretty good. And we've got Jabari Greer, pretty good. We got Asante Samuel, definitely pretty good. Chris Houston, we got Corey Weber. We got some pretty good people here. Quentin Jammer, Aaron Ross, Pat Lee, Look at all these people. Look at all these great players right here. Lots of good corners to pick up. We got Ed Reed sitting there at free safety. We also got Mike Adams there, free safety. He used to play for the Browns. And at strong safety here, we got Adrian Wilson, the 86 overall. And yep, those are about all. Let's look at kickers here. We got Rob Baronis, got David Akers, got Ryan Lindell, we got Garrett Hartley, we got John Potter. All these people being free agents, of course. And then at punter here, we got Nick Harris and Drew Butler and Chas Henry and all of these people that I've probably never heard of. And those are your free agents. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm finally done with this video. I've finally gone overall and shown you the overalls of every player in the league, just on every single team in the league, and show you a bunch of free agents. So now you hopefully have an idea of what to expect. Of course, down in the description of this video, there were timestamps where you guys could go ahead and just click directly to where you guys would like to go and look at what players' overalls were. But damn, this video is already an hour and a half long. I'm not going to spend too much time with the outro. It's already going to take me freaking forever and a half to render and upload this video. So hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys all found this informative. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.